guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to do part 3 to a story that I really enjoyed covering back when I first did back in December, which is titled 57-Year-Old Widower Gets Back on the Dating Horse, Teaches New Girlfriend She Can't Be With Him for Long. And guys, that story, like I said, I first covered right before Christmas. And it's about the guy, he's 57, his wife passed away relatively young, all things considered. And after all these years of marriage and raising kids and all that, he's back on the dating scene, back on that horse. And he shared his adventures and all that, how he was starting a new phase of his life, that type of thing. And how he got involved with this female attorney named Lisa. I believe it was Lisa. And she was very good looking, very good body, all that, successful. But she was a real ball buster and a very her way of the highway type of thing. And because he was, a rookie at the new modern dating scene, he got himself a little pee-whip for a while. But after a while, I quickly realized I don't have to deal with this crap. I'm the one who's the catch here. And definitely put her in her place at the end of the story, which was quite entertaining. And then the second part was about this cruise he went on. That he went on there, had some fun with this chick he met and all that type of thing. How things are going. Now we're on to part 3 where things are going on in his life with regards to that Lisa chick and other things going on. So I've been going to go over here for those of you guys that watch both videos and want to see how this guy's doing. And that was very good. I like doing story. I love all the stories I do. But, stories about guys that when they go through a hardship in their life, whatever that may be, because there will be all sorts of hardships, and starting over, it's good to share those stories because everybody is going to deal with problems and hardships, and it's really helpful to hear that other guys have gone through, well, maybe what you're going through or something like that, and you can see how they did it, how they managed, and all that stuff. That'd be good to cover here. He says, Dear SSM, it's been 4 months since my last update. I just returned from my Christmas/New Year's cruise and was headed home to figure out what to do with Lisa, the lawyer I'd started seeing. Well, I told you from that end of that first video to cut her loose. That just the juice was not worth the squeeze. I listened to the advice of you in the community and decided to get some distance from the Lisa issue by heading to Florida for a week or so to stay with a friend and play golf and tennis and fish while the weather was still colder at home. So I was only going to go home for a few days before leaving again. When I got back, all my kids were still in town from the Christmas break, and we had a couple of family dinners together. Great, I'm sure that was very nice. I also called up Lisa and had lunch with her before heading out to Florida. Nice lunch, and we discussed our holidays, but she was definitely a little tense or angry. Well, that doesn't surprise me. I literally, when you described Lisa, I pictured Monica from Friends. That's who I pictured. Intense, type A, controlling, her way of the highway, that type of thing, and you ain't no Chandler. So obviously it didn't work out. But I know she was good looking, I knew she had a body, and she was a freak in the sheets, and that's great and all, but guess what? You can find other gals to have fun with that aren't going to be like her. But you did enable her behavior a little bit. Anyway, I had to sense something was going on. I blew her off for dinner, explained I had a family engagement and needed to fly out the next day. I'm sure that pissed her off. So I took off for Florida and had a week of goofing around with a very good friend of mine. While I was there, I received a call from Patrick, the partner in Lisa's law firm, who I was friends with. He asked me to get in touch when I was back home to discuss some potential business. He asked how things were going with Lisa and said we could swap stories when I was back in town. 2 days before I was supposed to return, my son sent me a text asking me when I was coming home and suggesting that sooner was better than later. Uh-oh. I called him and said he didn't want to discuss it over the phone, but we need to have a family meeting when I got home. I flew home the next day. So I pretty much decided that my problem was probably that someone had found my SSM post and that caused a ruckus. Well, sir, it wouldn't be the first. I've had guys reach out to me and tell me that somehow, someone they knew, found out about the video they posted and all that. I'm not kidding. My son picked me up at the airport and we stopped for lunch on the drive to my house. To my surprise, he told me that a woman named Ellen had tracked him down, left a message on a social media app, and somehow got his phone number and ended up calling him while he was at home a couple days before. As you may recall, Ellen was the girl I'd been with on the cruise. We'd exchanged no contact information, but my son shares my name, and she tracked him down thinking he was me. So much for a fun of hooking up for a week on the cruise, then walking away, huh? Ellen's phone conversation with my son occurred in front of my pregnant daughter-in-law. Uh-oh. Let's call my daughter-in-law Dilly. He goes, stupid but easy to remember. And my older daughter Olivia and my son Sonny. Claire and Dilly got along great since Dilly had lost her mother to cancer when she was a teen. Dilly loved Claire dearly, and Claire's death hit her hard. Claire's is his wife, who passed away. Ellen had blabbed enough so that my son and Dilly understood we had a romantic thing on the cruise. This sent Dilly over the edge. An 8-month pregnant, pissed-off daughter-in-law is not good. Isn't it your business? Dilly, of course, had contacted her sister-in-laws to try and get them outraged as well. Anyway, Sonny didn't know what to think, but insisted we need to have a meeting to calm his pregnant, hormone-ridden wife down. Okay, so, yes, your wife passed away, and you're moving on, and you went on a cruise, and you hooked up and had fun, and you also did that prior with intense Lisa. But your daughter-in-law is pregnant, hormonal, and she was close to your wife who passed away, and probably is feeling like you betrayed her or some shit like that. Drama. I'm assuming your daughter-in-law, when she's not 8 months pregnant and very hormonal, is, someone you enjoy company and all that. So they dropped me off, gave me Ellen's phone number, and scheduled a family dinner for that night. SSM, here's where I got a little lucky. My wife had always been extremely close to Olivia, particularly in those final few years. It turns out Claire had confided that our bedroom had been dead for a number of years, that she had given me a pass to seek intimacy elsewhere, and that she so much appreciated that I hadn't strayed, and that I hadn't made her feel bad about the lack of loving or try to persuade her into any bedroom action. Well, that's unfortunate, my man. It really is, but those are usually bad signs, but you were obviously at that point in your 50s and all, but let me tell you, there are people in their 50s, 60s on up that F like Catholic rabbits, but the past is the past. I'm close to all my kids, and when I called Olivia to figure out how she was feeling before we all got together for dinner, she assured me that she was grateful for the way I had treated her mother before she passed and was happy I was getting out there again. She couldn't believe I hadn't dated anyone the past couple of years since her mother passed. She had figured out that I had been without intimacy for roughly 7 years. I asked if her siblings knew all the things she discussed with her mother, and she didn't know. I asked her if she could pass that information along before we met for dinner. I thought that conversation would be better without me being there. Oh my, you come home, this is the drama you're dealing with. By the time I arrived at the house, the situation had mostly calmed down. I played down what happened on the cruise and got them laughing about Ellen and her colorful friends. By the way, a few weeks later, Dilly gave me my first grandchild, a boy who was also named after my son and me. Congratulations, Grandpa. That's awesome. And since, now you said you're 57, 58. So, obviously, I'm guessing you had that child, your son, young, and then maybe, I don't know how old he is, but the point is this, is you're a grandpa and you're 57, 58 years old, so you take care of yourself, you get out there, you exercise, so you're going to be around for, hopefully, knock on car, you're going to be around for a long time to watch the grandchild grow up. The next day, I called Ellen. It was a 2-hour conversation. She had broken up with her partner soon after the cruise and was checking in with me to see if that changed anything about the way I felt. We had a nice talk, emotional on her end, and I hope that I never hear from her again. Yeah, that's right. Ellen on the cruise, the chick who's having fun with, was, I believe, bi. She's bi. So she, had broken up with her girlfriend and went on the cruise. Something happened like that. So now we get to Lisa and the law firm. Oh joy, Monica from Friends. Lisa came over to my place the next night and stayed. She got there late, left very early, and we did not have any deep discussions. Something was still wrong, and I didn't really want to dig at it. So it sounds like you're keeping Lisa around just for some friends with benefits or something like that. Lisa did not want to be friends with benefits, but at the end of the day, as the saying goes, women can have the keys to the bedroom, men have the keys to relationships, as this guy learned at the end of the first story here. Patrick used me as an excuse to get out of the office and play golf one afternoon a couple days later. He was a fountain of information. Oh, you're about to find out. First, he asked me if I had committed to any work yet, and told me a senior partner in the firm wanted to discuss a potential job with me. It has something to do with a young guy with a growing company in Florida who is looking to raise private equity money to more quickly expand his business. Newsflash, guys, that young guy in Florida is not me. That's somebody else. And I'm having that meeting, and I'm in Florida now working with this guy and his company. Hey, welcome to our state. It's hot as hell here. Second, Patrick asked me if the story of bringing a massage table over to Lisa's condo was true. So the partner in the law firm is hearing details about your dating life with Lisa. Oh, interesting. At the New Year's party, Lisa blabbed to one of the paralegals who she was close with about our first big date. Big mistake. That story immediately spread around the office, pissing Lisa off and being a great source of amusement for the partners. Then she shouldn't be talking about her personal life with paralegals or anybody else, because it's going to spread. There's nothing spreads faster than workplace gossip, unless you're in junior high or high school. It also got the partners talking about me. I'm still fairly well thought of in the firm, and the Lisa story just added to my reputation. This is why I was on their mind when the Florida opportunity came up. Finally, Patrick asked if I had thoughts about whether I would keep dating Lisa. If so, he thought I should have coffee with Lisa's ex-husband Xavier, X for her ex-husband. They were casual friends. I was blunt about not seeing a permanent future with Lisa, but would like to understand her better. So Patrick told me he would have Xavier call me. Now, we're going to find out the real reason Lisa and her ex got divorced. Because remember, she was divorced and all that. I wanted this guy to be at her beck and call to come to parties and gatherings, all that stuff. And this guy eventually came out of his funk and said, no way. But let's see what the ex-husband has to say about why they broke up. It was a couple weeks later before I got together with Xavier. We both agreed not to tell Lisa about it. The main points I learned were, number 1, Xavier and Lisa were still good friends and spoke regularly. Number 2, he said he still loves her, but is not in love with her, and now is serious with a new, younger girl, which pisses Lisa off. It always does. 3, Lisa has been asking about me. She is apparently annoyed about the partners throwing my name out for this job. She is also jealous I live a comfortable life with so much free time. She can't figure out how I can do that. Well, maybe because you were smart with your money throughout your life. You were on your grind, even though you're married, raising kids, and now you're at a place in your life that you can do that. That you also don't piss away your money on bullshit. Because last time I checked, if I remember correctly in the first story, she's a partner at this law firm, and it's a very big, successful law firm, and I believe you said that she makes a lot of freaking money. But where does that money go? 4, Xavier explained that they got divorced over fundamental lifestyle issues. While he made good money in his firm, he said there was no way he could earn enough money to stay ahead of Lisa's spending. I know they both come from wealthy families, but I guess Lisa's mother had instilled in her an amazing ability to spend money. They fought constantly over lifestyle. Lisa bought very expensive jewelry, always drove new luxury cars before getting one as a partner, before getting a partner, or getting one car as a partner, insisted on the whole family flying first class everywhere, sent the kids to the most expensive private schools, and was insisting Xavier move them from a small mansion to a large one. There you go. The spending. Guys, if there's one thing a couple needs to see eye to eye, mostly it comes to money and spending. If you got one person in the relationship, man or woman, doesn't make a difference, who enjoys oneself, but is putting money away, investing and building wealth, while the other one wants to just spend on bullshit to make them feel better, particularly on things that lose value in time, like cars and boats and crap, clothes, that type of stuff, it's not going to work. Not at all. Especially you guys out there that want to make something of yourself in this world, remember that. Or just simply don't get married. 5, Xavier got out of the marriage with a decent property settlement, no alimony because of Lisa's partner's salary, and a 50-50 split of the children's expenses through college. He told me he suspects she doesn't have nearly the amount of wealth, I believe, because of her ability to, as he said, piss away money. He said the biggest raise he ever got was divorcing Lisa. Yep. He asked me if I was going to continue seeing her, and I told him I really had no idea. I was truthful in saying I saw no long-term future in it. Also, but by then I was pretty sure I was going to take the job in Florida. I asked if he'd probably be dating her, and he thought it was fine, but suggested I not get close to the family if there was no future. There you go. I mean, I know you obviously, sir, don't want to say, I just want to bang your ex for a while and once, it runs this course, end of story. Because you did say they are friendly, amicable. You never know, that could come out. He's a nice guy, but I doubt we'll ever be friends. No, I wouldn't advise that. I'm not working with the company in Florida, at least through the end of the year. And then we will see. I negotiated them paying for a very nice condo, 2 trips home per month, and an expense allowance that will cover my dues at a local country club. I expect we will be working very hard until we raise this new investment. Well, enjoy Florida. Enjoy this heat. By the way, it's Sunday morning, and my ass was out the door at 8:15 to film in the shade, because guess what? At 8:30, no joke guys, it was 86 degrees, but the real feel 95. Now I'm here on my 3rd video. I'm filming these back to back. I get up every morning early and film videos. I'm in the shade, as you can see, and as long as I do this, I'm done by 10 a.m. in the shade, I'm good. So maybe, just maybe, I won't have to film any videos in my house later in the summer. I can stick to the format, the studio, if you will. I'd prefer to keep doing what I've been doing because that's what everybody's used to, But yeah, it's hot as a motherfucker out here. So that's what I'm doing. But anyhow, bro, enjoy it. I don't know how you're going to be golfing with it being a real feel of 110 in July, but power to you. Stay hydrated. Let's see here. The owner is a crazy, very bright, divorced young business owner. He's extremely ambitious, which is why I agree to work with him. But his divorce left him very art-pilled about women, and the result is an extremely interesting personal life. One he is sort of sucking me into. No drugs or anything illegal, but an interesting approach to women and his love life. By the way, I'm religiously working out and down another 5 pounds despite gaining muscle. Wonderful. And I feel great. Flash belly I've had since college. The owner is also serious about working out, so we often do that together. That's great, man. Awesome. I'd like to know what part of Florida you're in. At this moment, life is good. I guess we will see with Lisa when I'm back home, but don't know if that will last very long. I'm entering into arrangements here in Florida that will likely make seeing Lisa less interesting. Take care, SSM. My thanks to you and the community. Well, I'm glad you wrote in, sir. I was wondering how you're doing. I like these comeback stories, And I wish you all the best. Have a great time in Florida. Be careful in the hot sun playing golf. That's all I can say. I see these guys. I was visiting my friend. My buddy lives here in this part of Florida, and his family have a house in the country club. And I was visiting last Friday, and I kid you not, I'm driving down the street, and it's like 99 degrees at like 2 in the afternoon. And you see these guys out there playing golf. I don't get it. It's crazy. But maybe they're used to that their whole lives here. I don't know. But anyhow, good update. I'm glad to hear from you. I'm glad you're doing well, and enjoy your life. I know you're retired and you're just doing this for basically free money at this point. But yeah, who knows? Maybe you'll end up moving down here. Who knows? But again, congratulations, Grandpa. I hope you enjoy seeing your grandson and your family and all that. And I hope to hear from you down the road. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.